So the relationship between Isabel and Tom is very beautiful. Can you describe the relationship, and what does The Light Between Oceans say about the enduring power of love?
So the relationship between Isabel and Tom in the film is central to the story. Tom is a man who comes back from World War One, very much damaged by the experience, and seeks to isolate himself from civilization. He does that because he's witnessed so much death and destruction and feels responsible for his portion of that he doesn't want to hurt anybody ever again or bring any harm to anyone. So decides to live in isolation as a lighthouse keeper on an island called Janus. While he's on the mainland, he meets this young girl called Isabel, and they fall in love. And I suppose what's key about their relationship is that Tom is somewhat of a shell of himself when he comes back, lacking in sort of love and life, and Isabel is full of life and fertility and possibility and hope. And so she re-energizes him and sort of brings him back to life and sparks the ability for him to love again. And that's kind of their relationship in a nutshell.
Did you want to elaborate?
What love is?
Yeah.
What was that second part?
What does that say about the enduring power of love?
The enduring power of love, I suppose it's something that us as human beings are at our best when we allow ourselves to love, be loved. It allows us to forgive. It allows us to survive, to bring hope, bring new life into the world. And sometimes it can also lead to decisions that are not perhaps the best, can have negative results. So essentially it's an all-encompassing emotion. It's all powerful. Love is something that really drives us, as I say, for good or for worse.
The Light Between Oceans has been described as a timeless love story, and why do you think that is?
The Light Between Oceans could be seen as a timeless love story. I see it very much as kind of an old-fashioned story, I suppose, and it definitely reminded me of films from another era. Films like Gone with the Wind. I don't know exactly why. It just seemed to have a lot of old-fashioned principles and old-fashioned sort of story in terms of it just dealing with human beings and not necessarily having a very clear villain and a very clear good guy or good girl. It's about human beings and how we struggle in life to navigate life and to make the right choices in life, to protect those around us that we love, and to live as best we can. And you know, the story in the center of, you have Tom and Isabel, and their love does prevail, and that's something which I think touches all of us. And outside of their story, we also have the story of Franz and Hannah. So, thank you. Outside of the story between Tom and Isabel, we have Hannah and Franz's love story as well, and that in itself is a very beautiful story, and also the fact that she tragically loses Franz but never loses his presence in her life, and his presence in her life is a very forgiving one. He taught her that the best thing that she could do was to sort of forgive, and through forgiveness she will free herself, and that allows her to sort of come to peace with what's happened to her in this story as well. So it really is. It really, I think, is a film that promotes love, even though there's one decision in the film that is made through love that causes so much heartache and turmoil. It was done with the right intentions.
Like life.
Like life.
Can you speak to how the film puts forth the idea that love and hope can get you through the most challenging times?
I think love and hope are things that as human beings we rely on to take us through dark times. And I think the love that Tom has for Isabel and she has for him allow them to essentially grow old together, even though they experience such horrendous loss. And through that loss, they almost disintegrate. Their relationship gets really torn apart. But that prevailing love allows them to come back together again and to sort of live their lives together, you know, even if they're, in a way, haven't created the family that they wanted, and in some respects their unit is incomplete. They can't be sort of kept apart, which is, again, something that as human beings, it really has a profound effect on us. I think we all search for that relationship. I think as human beings, we all want to be loved and accepted, and also just what it does to us physically and mentally. You know, the endorphins that get released, it feels good, and as we've seen through, you know, through time and history, love and hope are elements which has, you know, managed to help people get through slavery and imprisonment and all sorts of horrific conditions.
Last question. What does the film mean to you on a personal level, and how did the characters' journeys affect you?
On a personal level, the film affected me the first time I read the script. Just the story seemed to me to be so human and so important to have a story like that being told today, or really at any time, that within this hardship and within this sort of tragedy there is a lot of hope. Again, through everlasting love there is hope, and I just know that somewhere inside it affected me in a very primal way, that I wanted to tell this story. I think it's a story that a lot of people will be able to relate to, people that have tried to have children and have not been able to for whatever reasons, and just the struggle of trying to find the right thing to do. I think it's something that we don't see a lot of these days, perhaps in films. Just real human beings trying to make the right choices.
Did you know that in The Revenant, Leonardo DiCaprio, a convinced vegetarian, was so in character he ate real raw meat in a scene depicting Glass surviving off a wild bison's liver? Yeah. Click here for more videos. See you soon. Bye.